Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, anything I say is alleged and in my very, very personal opinion. This is for entertainment purposes only. None of this is personal. The Copyright Act of 1976 is in the description box. Some meat and potatoes, some housekeeping items. It is free to follow me. Free to follow me on this channel, Anonymous Tea. Free to follow me on my other channel, Anonymous Tea Podcast. There is new content over there. Follow me on the Tickety Talk at Anonymous Tea Podcast. Free to follow me on the Instagram. On the Instagram is at AnonymousRealityT. Free to share everywhere. Free to like the video so it gets out to the algorithm. Free to share with your family, your friends, and your foes, and coming or going, hit the like button. So today we're talking Love Island Games, Season 2, Episode 9, y'all. Hot Mess Express, The Devil's in Your Eyes, the Caleb Special 2.0. We've got it all, you guys, in this episode. This episode was a little long. And honestly, I could have done with a lot without it. KK's presence is a huge void in this villa. It is apparent by tonight's episode that her vibes, her bubbly energy, and everything else kept a lot of these friendships together, kept a lot of these things in place. A lot of people were afraid to make moves. A lot of people were afraid to step on each other's toes. Next thing you know, bam, KK and Chris is gone, and now everybody wants to backstab each other. Now everybody wants to stab each other in the back, and some stab you right in the front. So the episode, y'all, we're into the evening now. We've completely erased the duel from the memory. However, the Islanders are talking about it as they are in their nighttime clothes, right? Their nighttime cocktail dresses and everything else. What the welly, Ante? What did Sydney have on tonight? She was dressed as Britney Spears from the I'm a Slave for You MTV VMAs performance. At least the top and the hair was given that. But I just don't know. I don't get this bleaching your eyebrows, this like lighter color, this blondish color or whatever, and then that matching your hair. And it's like Sydney's twirling around like a fairy in the villa. Like, I'm so confused. So her and Isaiah have a conversation. Isaiah seems pretty checked out of the conversation, but he basically was like, listen, look at here. I'm not going to be rude to you. I'm not going to be mean to you. I'm not going to be disrespectful to you. You are my ex. We did have some time together. I just want us to be Gucci. He talked about how he has a nice place to stay now, and he gets along well with his father. And Sydney's response was, that's fire. What was the point of Sydney coming back? Can someone tell me? I think the producers were hoping for a messy X storyline with what Selly and Johnny had, or some of these previous Islanders. But here's the thing. It was never going to give that. It was never going to give that, because Sydney is in La La Land. So I have no idea what is going on with her. She is in La La Land. She is in the land of Delulu and the land of Superficial and all of the things. She don't care about nothing. Talking about she's grown, she's spiritual, but the conversation was a whole lot of nothing. Then we have Kendall and Garbi on the beanbags, just watching all these other couples interact, and it's giving there's no romantic spark. It's giving they're a friendship couple. It's giving, hey, we're in this until the end. We're locked in till the end, but beyond this show, nothing's going down, right? And then we have a conversation with Josh and Andrea. They are playing tonsil hockey, you guys, because Josh is like, I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you stayed, ba-da-ba-da-ba, and the whole thing. And it's like, really? But then on the flip, you also have a conversation with Justine, and Justine's telling you, listen, look at here. I understand you have the conversation with Andrea, and y'all got that connection. However, we should still stay locked in if there's a recoupling, because we can be with our side pieces. We can be with our entanglements and win these challenges together. Because I've already won the show. I know how this show works. I know there is a social game component to this. And now this year they're adding in voting. And Josh is like, yeah, cool. And I'm like, no, it's not cool. Josh tonight was giving very much corporate. He was giving HR. He was giving LinkedIn. He was reminding me of Danica from the UK, where anytime you talk to her, it was like you were sitting down for an interview. Josh was basically acting like a politician tonight. I'm just going to say whatever looks good. I'm just going to say whatever looks good in front of the person sitting in front of me. No. This isn't that type of party. Y'all are on limited time. So then, you guys, we have a conversation with Toby and Sydney that was very weird and awkward and boring, but nonetheless, they kissed at the premiere party, allegedly for the season 1 of Love Island Games, and quote-unquote hit it off. I don't buy it, but nonetheless, I guess they're going to try to give it a go again. I'm seeing no romantic spark between the two of them, y'all. I'm not even going to hold you. No romantic spark. Then we have Andrea and Johnny, you guys. And Johnny tries to facilitate a conversation of substance, a conversation about the competition, a conversation about the purpose of Love Island Games. And here goes Andrea. Well, I really don't see anybody as competition. It's not really a competition here for me. I got my Johnny. I got my Johnny. And Johnny was he was so sick of her talking that he just moved into the physical component of their attraction to each other. And I'm like, Johnny is wearing thin on this connection with Andrea. This is not going to last much longer. Then, you guys, we also have, Tyrique and Justine talking, right? And so Tyrique initially is trying to plot his moves. He's trying to let Toby know what the tea is. He's trying to let Johnny know what the tea is and everything else, because Justine really is his only connection. Because y'all should have kept KK in that villa. Because I think Tyrique and KK would have been the better match, the better option. I think that we would have had a lot of good content from the two of them. However, unfortunately, she's not there. So now the only option Tyrique has is, in fact, Justine until if and when a bombshell comes, right? So nonetheless, him and Justine are in the speakeasy, and he's like, I should have did what I did, what we did the other night. I should have did this. And he goes in and kisses her. Then there's a conversation between Zay and Lucinda. And Lucinda's like, listen, look at here. There's a certain type of man I'm into on paper. There's a certain type of look he's got to have on paper. Josh is not available. Mert's gone. Isaiah, you're up. You see what I did there? Mert's gone. Josh is unavailable. Isaiah, you're next up to bat. You see what I did there? All the other men that are in there? No. She's talking to the men that she wants to talk to. If you watched her Australia season, you'll understand what I'm saying. Right? And so she found Zay, and they found love in a hopeless place, and they're on the dock staring in each other's eyes. And then there is this awkward kissing scene where Isaiah's eyes look like they roll in the back of his head, and it looks like they're partially open and all this other foolishness. No. Then before bed, Toby and Ty have a talk in the bathroom, and Toby is talking about how he kissed Sydney, and Tyrique's like, why did you do that? And then, you guys, why was Marvin dressed like the Karate Kid? Like, what is going on tonight? Tonight was just nothing but foolishness. And, Nicola's so happy that somebody is pretending to be interested in her. And y'all are not about to treat her like a charity case. This is not Sympathy Island. And she couldn't even get his name right. She kept calling him Melvin. And I'm thinking to myself, Melvin is Cinco from season 3. Like, what are we doing? You don't even know this man's name, yet you're up here talking about y'all forging some connection, and you don't see that he's using you. You're an easy mark for any new bombshell that comes into the villa because they see you as the new sympathy, win, or the sympathy partner to take to the finals, and you're not catching it. And also, some clips have dropped of you of your season in Malta, and you were cussing people out. You were a mean girl yourself, but had the audacity to turn on those tears for some KK. No. I see through you. I see through you. Nonetheless, we get to the next day, and finally these men are chefing it up. Finally, these men are putting in effort. Andrea is getting all types of breakfasts because Marvin likes her, and of course Josh is into her, and everything else, y'all. So she is just getting it, you know, from all different ways, like all different types of breakfast from all these different men. And then also, you know, Marvin makes some breakfast as well for Nicola. And, you know, the vibes of the girls are just kind of different. It just doesn't seem like everybody is as close. And then Lucinda wants to let Sydney know right off the rip, like, listen, I kissed your ex, Isaiah. I need to know right now whether or not it's going to be a problem. And Sydney's like, well, F Isaiah. Like, do what you ever need to do. So nonetheless, after everybody stuffing their faces, you guys, because really there wasn't much to go on in the morning other than people plotting and scheming, right? So Kendall is asking around the villa who everybody's aligned with, and he's trying to make it seem like he's really aligned with Josh, but I'm just not buying it because it was really Josh and Chris that were aligned. And then we have the trifecta of Toby, Johnny, and Tyrique that are in an alliance as well. However, Johnny wants to get rid of Kendall because Johnny's clocked Kendall's tea. That Kendall is nothing but a snake, and pretends to be a friend with everyone. But as I would say, a friend to everyone is a friend to nobody. So nonetheless, can't be trusted. And anyways, Tyrique is like, well, that's great and all, but we need to get rid of Josh because Josh is like the strongest person, the next strongest person here. And basically Johnny was like in the confessional, in the beach hut confessional, he was like, you know, if Tyrique and Toby want to target Josh, you know, that's good, but I'm not ready to target Josh yet. I'm going to still target Kendall. And, you know, if you want to spearhead the Josh takedown, please be my guest, right? Because it's not a loss to me if y'all want to go into a duel with him. But nonetheless, I'm going to keep my sights set on Kendall. So, nonetheless, y'all, they announced a recoupling right then and there. And the recoupling is very reminiscent of Season 7's Casa recoupling, where you have to play a match game. You have to stand on a heart, and you have to write on a... I mean, can we not afford iPad, y'all? Can we not afford the iPad to just doodle on an iPad somebody's name? We have to do old school with whiteboards, like we're teachers and educators and everything else to write the names on. Like, what are we doing? It's the same drag. It's the same read that I had on the Season 7 episode when it happened. But nonetheless, it's like all these billions of viewers and y'all couldn't do iPads. Like, what are we doing? Nonetheless, they all had to put names, right? So the order was very strategic and very obvious. Garbi and Kendall. Garbi, I think, was speaking in her, you know, her native language, and Kendall was saying the same foolishness that he says every time, and it is full of you know what. Then we also get to you know, who else? Toby and Sydney. Nobody cares about their connection. Then we get to I'm not going in order, by the way. Marvin and Nicola. He was the only man that did not say anything about Nicola's looks. And basically said, hey, I'm with you because I think we can win together. Like, just the shamelessness of it all. Then we have Johnny and, of course, Andrea. She is so smitten by him. She has no idea that she is about to get played so hard by Johnny. She is, like, really all in, and she is on the wrong season. They should have had her as an OG for Season 8. This is not the right format for her, but maybe if she plays up the upcoming heartbreak she's about to experience, maybe they can cast her for Season 8 and give her a third time's a charm type of edit. I don't know. Then, you guys, I'm trying to think who else. Who am I missing? Oh, Lucinda and Isaiah get together, y'all. Lucinda and Isaiah, finally, they can kiss in public and hold hands in public and all of the things and all of it, right? And then, you guys, we are down to, you know, Tyrique, Justine, Josh, and Andrea, right? Now, this is where the whole mess just completely goes into a whole nother direction. Tyrique chooses Justine because that is his only connection, right? Justine, y'all, she opens the board and chooses Josh, y'all. And Tyrique loses it. He loses it. He is pissed. He is having immediate flashbacks from Ella from Casa Amor. Those of y'all who don't know season 10, Casa Amor of Love Island UK season 10, it is epic. It is GOAT. So his ex Ella, she came back with somebody who was taller and a model, and this gentleman named Uzi, and she brought somebody back because before they left for Casa Amor, Tyrique told her that he missed the game. And so Ella came back and brought this dude back, and she was like, and Tyrique, he played up the I'm gonna be the loyal boyfriend, I'm showing people pictures of Ella, that's my girlfriend, da 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 da. And Ella was like, well, I thought you missed the game, so that's why I brought dude back. And it got into an exchange, and then Tyrique was disrespectful, where you were never mine, just my turn, and da 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 da. They ended up getting back together, but they're obviously not together now. She's moved on and lives with another football player. But nonetheless, Tyrique was having PTSD. Tyrique was having flashbacks to what happened there, y'all. And he was not feeling it. He was not featuring it. He was not happy at all. So Justine chooses Josh, right? Only for Josh to choose Andrea. And this is my thing, right? And of course, Andrea chooses Josh. Here's my thing. And Justine and Tyrique are together by default. Everybody went back to their normal types. Isaiah was in a couple with Nicola by default, but that's not his type. He went back to Lucinda. Lucinda is his type, y'all. Josh was up here talking about trying to see if we can get intimate with Justine. Already a red flag, right? Not his type, right? He goes back to his type, Andrea, which is who he is obsessed with from A1 day one. And production's giving that they want Josh and Andrea to win. Or whoever Andrea's in a couple with, that's what it's giving. Whoever Andrea's in a couple with is going to win the show. It's too obvious with every bombshell coming in to choose her and all this foolishness with the Josh stuff. So then you guys, I just didn't understand Justine. Tyrique was being so petty. He scooted over to the end of the bench and everything else. And here's the thing. Josh was not honest with Justine. They never had any follow-up conversation prior to the recoupling, but the conversation that they did have, Justine was under the impression they were still locked in. So, nonetheless, after this recoupling, they immediately announced a challenge. And it's the Baby Bird Challenge, and I think it's the most disgusting thing on this, platform. And I just want the FCC, as much as y'all are concerned about Jimmy Kimmel, y'all need to take this particular competition off the air. It's nasty. It's disgusting. It is horrendous. So the way that they jazz it up this season is it looks like pots of vomit, you guys. Ew. And the couples, first off, the men are blindfolded and they have to they have to dip their heads down, bob and weave as much of this vomit in their mouth, and then put all of the vomit that's in their mouth and give it, and Baby Bird feed it to their partner. And then their partner has to go to this spinning fishbowl that has all the names of the couples, and you have to put it in somebody's fishbowl. However, not everybody was on the same page on what the strategy was. So since Justine just got played out loud by Josh, her and Tyrique's strategy was, let's just go after Josh and Andrea. Johnny's strategy, since he wants Kendall gone, is him and Andreina are going to go after Kendall and Garbi. However, some people caught some strays, like Isaiah and Lucinda. They were not expecting to get so many people in their fishbowl, y'all. They were not happy. Now, here's the thing. It seems that there is a power couple curse this season. That if you are the power couple on the last challenge, they're gunning for you the next challenge, or it's going to be a scheme set up by production that you're somehow going to be the target the next challenge. No. And it wouldn't even surprise me, since
Zay and Sydney did not give like a romantic or give much of anything for the exes storyline trope, that production might be like, hey, it's time for Zay to go, right? Because it's not really given, right? It would not shock me one bit. So nonetheless, this challenge caused so much chaos. Because what ended up happening was after the first round, because they had 5 minutes each round. So the first round, it was the men in the blindfolds and having to, inhale all this nastiness and then spit it into their partner's mouth. And then the second round was the girls had to wear the blindfolds and do the same thing. And then the men, it got crazy. But Josh realized after the first round that him and Andrea were going to be in danger. So he changed up his strategy. And so then the next round, he decided to target Zay and Lucinda. Now, what was funny is Toby was controlling because all of the fish bowls were, they were spinning around. So Toby was trying to control it and stand at the spinning and see who was spinning and who's fishbowl. And he would call out whoever was doing it to him. Oh, Johnny, I see you. Oh, Kendall, are you going to look me in the eye and tell me, what's tea and everything else? Like, I was cracking up at Toby because I'm like, Toby, that's great and all, but I'm going to need you to lock in and get some of these people out, right? So then Kendall and Garbi are targeted, and it didn't seem like they were on the same page as far as who they were going to put their stuff into the fishbowl for. So it just caused a whole bunch of mess. Isaiah and Josh are mad at each other, and Isaiah's mad, I guess, at Marvin. He's mad at Josh, and he's mad at Kendall because he doesn't feel it was necessary to target him. But you were just in a power couple, and you just made a big move to get out Chris and Johnny, right? So therefore, they're thinking as, from a strategic standpoint, that they don't want you to win power couple again because you're going to go after one of them, which is a smart play, which is a smart strategy. Lucinda, I don't know what her issue is, but I'm tired already. Like, it's one thing you want to play damsel in distress day one, but we're in week 2. At this point what time it is. At this point there are challenges. At this point what it is. Like all this victim act, all these tears, I don't got time for it. So nonetheless, everybody comes back to the villa. Everybody's pissed off. And I feel a little bit of ways with production because y'all could have just told us who won. But I feel like y'all are intentionally breadcrumbing us until tomorrow so that we can vote tomorrow, which I think is lame. But nonetheless, everybody's mad. So we get back to the villa and, they're trying to get to the money, but everybody mad. So none of the less, Josh and Andrea are mad because they feel as though, they were set up and they don't understand why are people targeting me. Well, see, this is the thing, Josh. You were so HELL bent on being in this couple with Andrea, you didn't realize you would be target number 1. See, you had the protection of being in a couple with Justine because Justine was not a target for people. But you were always a target. And if you were in a couple with Andrea where these bombshells keep coming in and picking her in a couple, you're always going to be in a situation where you might be vulnerable or you might be in another couple with somebody who is not as strong as Andrea, which also can put your safety at risk. But you thought that you were bigger than the program. You thought you knew more than everyone else, and now potentially you're one of the vulnerable. You're probably one of the vulnerable couples. So nonetheless, Tyrique is mad at Justine, and he was like, "Yeah, I think we worked well together, but as far as the romantic piece, no. I ain't cooking, I ain't cleaning, I ain't doing zilch for you." No cuddles at nighttime, no more shopping sprees, no more late night creeps. Like Tyrique, you only got a couple weeks. Like, what are we doing? This isn't an 8-week show like what you were on with Ella in the UK. Like, pipe down. Pipe it down. But he was pissed. And he said, listen, I can take rejection, but the way you humiliated me out there, no. No. So I think Justine, her face was just like, what is wrong? Like, what is he on? But none of the less, y'all. Like this is what I'm saying with Tyrique. Like just keep it a buck with him, or he's gonna go full on out of control, right? So Isaiah and Lucinda, I don't know what's going on. They're in full victim mode. And I didn't see any PSAs on Love Island USA Instagram or TikTok page about no manners matter tonight. I see it's only when it's the Black Islanders, right? I see your game plan, right? Because only Black people can be mean girls. Only Black people can be bullies. I clocked your tea a long time ago. Nonetheless, Johnny is done with Andreina. Everybody's getting ready for the evening, y'all. Johnny's done. He cannot take any more of Andreina, and he's ready to jump ship. He is physically attracted to her, but he wants a competitor. And once she said, I don't see competition, that was a red flag for him, right? That was a red flag, and he is trying to check out. However, who are you going to check into, Johnny? The next bombshell that comes in? We'll see. None of the less, Tyrique is telling Toby his master plan, you guys. And before he tells the master plan, Justine and Josh have a conversation. And Josh is full of it. Justine, you know, girl, I told you. I told you what we were going to do. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. And I kind of felt like Justine gave him way too much grace and let him off way too easy. And basically it's like, no, I'm not really upset. It's cool. But your face and your body language said otherwise. Please do not tell me you actually were interested in Johnny. Or not Johnny, in Josh. But you and Johnny were on After Sun last week. And y'all said y'all would couple up to try to get this dub. And that is in the back of my mind. That whenever this next recoupling is, that y'all might as well just couple up. Because here's the thing. Johnny's not going to be able to try to stick this out with Andreina much longer, and the challengers I feel are potentially going to get more physical, but I feel like they're going to cater the challenges depending upon who they want to win. But there's still going to be duels, there's still going to be elimination challenges and everything else, so nothing's a guarantee in here. But with that being said, like I've said in multiple videos, once it was announced that Justine and Johnny were coming back, they couldn't be in a couple coming in together as bombshells. That's a part of the rules. You can't couple up with each other initially as bombshells. However, after that first recoupling, if something shakes, y'all can get together, right? So I'm hoping that that is the end game, that they just end up being a couple and they could just take themselves to the finale and win. Because I'm getting annoyed with a lot of the cast, because a lot of the cast, they're taking things way too personally, they're getting way too emotionally invested, and y'all only here for a couple of weeks. But the desperation and the drama for that 250 thou wow is on full display with these Islanders, y'all. So nonetheless, the conclusion, the climax, the devil in your eye from Tyrique is his master plan that he tells Toby, and I think even Toby was shook. Toby was even expressing that when Tyrique and Justine are on the same page, they get along, they work well together, but when they are not on the same page, all HELL breaks loose, and that's what happened with Justine choosing Josh instead of Tyrique in the recoupling. Tyrique unleashes his Caleb 2.0 plan to, Toby's face. He's like, listen, look at here. I ain't doing nothing for her. I ain't doing nothing for her, right? It is done. It is bones. It is over. I am done. She is at the bottom of my shoe. And da-da-da-da-da. However, what I'm going to do, though, eventually, the next bombshell that comes in, I'm going to snatch her up. I am going to make Justine's life a living HELL. But in the meantime, right? What do you think about me pretending to be into Justine? To pretend to, make her breakfast, pretend to cuddle her, pretend to lips her, pretend to kiss her, pretend that I'm all about her, that I'm all interested in her, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And suck her in. And then, mic drop, I play her and exit up out of there. And Toby is looking like this is a horror movie. Like, how can I get out of here? How can I exit the premises? I think Toby's going to talk down Tyrique in tomorrow's episode. and set him straight, because I don't think Tyrique is going to be interested in the alleged bombshells that are coming tomorrow, which is allegedly Casey and Garbi, which I think is a huge mistake. I feel like we're at the phase now where production is going to bring in all of the lame bombshells that nobody cares about, and it's going to be a disaster. Now, here's one thing that I feel like the Islanders may have overplayed their hand in. I think they all should have agreed either to target Kendall or target Josh, because by y'all not really targeting Sydney and Marvin, or targeting now y'all did target, you know, a new couple in, what did I say? Did I say Sydney and Marvin? I meant Nicola and Marvin, and not targeting Sydney and Toby. You've targeted... I don't know how this is going to go. But what was nice about season 1 was a lot of the OG Islanders tried to stay aligned for as long as they could. So they would just pick off a lot of the international Islanders. So the US kind of had a locked-in alliance. I don't know if that's the case this season. However, I will say that the US Islanders are strategizing better. Some of them are, right? But I would have targeted more. I would have chose between Kendall and Josh. One of the two, the main target. But have the other newer couples like Zay and Lucinda, as well as, Melvin and Nicola, as well as somebody else, as backup, so that way for the people that Americans don't know as well, if we have to vote again, that you'll have the same fate as Celine and Mert. However, if you have a whole bunch of fan favorites at the bottom, then it's going to get interesting. Then it's going to get very interesting. So I am curious to see who is going to win Power Couple tomorrow. What is going to be the thought process of the couple winning Power Couple? Is it going to be based off of the people who have the least amount of gunk in their fishbowl out of the 2 rounds? Is that going to be the play here? Or what is the strategy? Because I don't trust production. I don't trust production. And do I believe that production is going to have both Isaiah and Josh in a bottom 2 or a bottom 3? Like, how is this going to go? I don't know. But that is it. That's all. That's totos for this video. It's final. It's finito. It's over. It's done. It's the end for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.